Okay, look, so I mean it pains me. Typically in any society, if your government announces something that is an advancement, a progression in any sector of your life, you should be happy, you should be excited. But in Ghana, we have this acute problem that every ntoma that we are promised is by Kwaterekwa. So we are forced to interrogate. We can't just sit home and get excited, because honestly, there are schools that don't even have schools. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't even have a building to school in, but you're going to give them laptops to plug where and do what with it, right? So you make a promise like that, naturally you have to expect people will ask you, how in God's name are you going to do it? The child doesn't have a desk, you are giving them a laptop. But the thing that concerns me the most is the voice in which the promise is given. The vice president. I mean, have we not channeled enough disappointment through the poor guy? Everything that sounds lofty and, highfalutin is being presented to the country through the vice president. Meanwhile, it will be someone else's job to implement it. If that person fails, then the vice president becomes the bad guy.
No, but I think that is the vice president also buys into these ideas.
Well, clearly, but it is still not going to be his job to deliver it.
He buys into them.
Yes, but it's still not going to be his job to deliver it. It is someone else's point of failure. You see, and the thing that I'll tell you the truth. Look, wouldn't it be nice for every child in this country to have a laptop? It would be lovely. But let's face facts. We are in an IMF program. We don't have money to spare. We don't have money to spend, let alone spare, right? And already the thing that we budgeted for, which is textbooks, we haven't provided. The one we've already budgeted for. Now there is a new item coming instead of the textbooks. So honestly, and where are the textbooks? The textbooks that we are going to put on the laptop, where are they? Have they been written? Are they there? I'm sorry, but you don't make a promise that just makes everybody question you. If you want anyone to go along with you, provide the details. Provide the details, so we are not left with questions. Now about something.
Let me do a bit of cost analysis. I mean, I like figures a lot. So we're going to buy what, laptops or tablets?
One of the above.
At what cost per child? At what cost per child? How many children are in the secondary schools? There are about 1 million children in our secondary schools. We're going to provide laptops for them.
1 million laptops.
1.2 million. So let's say we're going to provide tablets. At what cost? And because the government is the one providing, mind you, to be about 1,000 Ghana cedis or more, you're going to spend an additional 1 billion Ghana cedis to provide laptops to these children. Now, you promised to provide Wi-Fi for all schools, which you have not even provided, first of all. Now, these laptops or tablets that are supposed to be charged, they need power. Now, in this country today, are we prepared to pay for the power for these schools, for these children to use these tablets? Is that what we intend to do? Do we have the means to do so? Well, the evidence on the ground suggests we don't have, because even the schools feeding fees, one of the most important elements of the education, feeding fees, are in arrears.
You can't feed them.
Today, suppliers are threatening the National Food Company that if you don't pay, we won't supply. Today, we see children eating without even sugar, common sugar, that people are even running away from. Today, they like honey. We can't even provide sugar for our children. And the other part is this.
We do a commander.
Please, it's not functioning. When I went to secondary school, when I went to secondary school, we only used the iron, and there was an ironing moment. Everybody will line up. Well, finish, let me do, that kind of thing. Today, how many even sockets or plugs do you have for students to be charging? Let's put all of that aside. Go to the villages where people have to move to other towns to go and charge their phones and come back to school. Teachers who are the students going to give their laptops or tablets to one person to go and charge all of it and bring it back to them? For who to pay? So, you see, when you look at this policy critically, you come to the realization that, again, we're doing what we love so much in this country, sloganeering. We put one in there, we debate it, draw the attention away, and we come back. But who said, okay, so what's the succession plan? After you give me the laptop or tablet, I take it home. And that's the end of it. Or I leave it for the next child to also come and use. Would that be appropriate? Bearing in mind what could have happened, even the power source and that after 3-4 years, it becomes a problem. How about you provide?
If I lose my laptop,
Yes.
I guess damage.
Look, if you had provided books, all of us when we went to secondary school, after we finished the books, they said with something they call clearing. You go and hand over your books, and then they clear you so you can come for your results.
They'll clear the laptop.
Otherwise, you won't get your results. Books are very, very important. Even today. So today, for instance, what is the content in that syllabus? Do we know? Do we have it?
Quite frankly, see, mostly the devil is in the detail. So if we saw the policy and we are discussing a policy document that the government's actually put out there, then we could make inputs. Everybody brings their views on board. Then we say that we do it in the next 20 years. Let me give you an example. I was citing the US electric car system. I saw a laboratory whose entire responsibility is to plan the future of the power grid in a way that it can take on board electric cars. They have up to 2030 to do that. Research they've been doing for the last 15 years. So people plan their future. They don't just drop elements into it. But it's okay if we don't know the details and you keep adding some of these things to it. Let's not forget, we've done one laptop per child before. People forget in this country a lot. We've done that policy before. It ended up as a... Yes, I ended up as a very, whatever we're going to call it. We need to be serious with education. Our education is not where it's supposed to be. Your best of your resource should go to the most important things. You cannot convince me this is the most important policy within education today.